Well, we really didn't think this through, eh? I just put the gearbox on the side and all the ATFs come out of it. Or ATF, I should say, gear oils come out of it. Funnily enough, though, the gear oil and all that's been open for so long, it doesn't actually smell. But yeah, I definitely need to go get one of them tear down benches, I think, or build one. So we've got a 2004 Holden Astra manual gearbox on the bench tonight. Never pulled apart a gearbox before in my life, so I thought, why not? It has, what, 345,000 Ks on it. Let's get into it. Gearbox mounts aluminium, so keep all the alley to the side because the alley scraps out pretty decently. I think last time I scrapped it, it was about $2.15 a kilo, so that's pretty good. Alrighty, let's get into it. Start taking some shit off. It's a bit weird, they're 11mm bolts, so I don't think I've ever actually taken off an 11mm bolt before. Yeah. And they're a standard bolt head too, which is a bit odd. So, wondering if Opel maybe didn't build this transmission as I first thought, and it actually was Holden. They built the gearboxes for them. I'm just trying to clean it up here to get a bit of crap and debris out from the bolt. Years and years of built up gunk. I wonder if that's going to be a 12mm. Let's go get the box. That's drive belt. Get that out of the way. Alright, so I think it's probably going to be an 11, but it's in a bit of a spot. Small one. That's 12. Oh, pardon me. Shouldn't be burping, but I am. Alright. There's an 11. Smaller profile socket got in there. So I went from a 1/2 inch impact to a 1/4 inch standard. Just a little bit of overcoming there. if we need a pry bar. There we go. Got some action happening now. Gear selector, rod, pinion, whatever you want to call it, setup is now out and free from the box. See if we can get a zoom in there. The gears actually look like they're in real good shape. I'm pretty damn surprised about that with how many Ks it had on it, but I suppose if you treat it well and, you know, drive it well, and they're not really a car I feel like that gets thrashed too often, that yeah, it'll probably be alright. So we're just unbolting stuff here, so let's get this top cover off and see this gear set, eh? Oh. I have to go down and be a 10. So the E-Torx, we're going to have to put a 10mm bit on instead of the 11. Standard hex bolts are an 11mm. So I'm starting to guess maybe this cover's been off at some point, as I don't know otherwise why there would be such a disparity between standard head bolts and Torx bolts. So I'm guessing maybe the gearbox was rebuilt at some point in time, or at least the cover's been come off. Maybe it's had a synchro change. Who knows? Definitely not a mechanic. And I make that quite clear to everybody that I'm just a curious hobbyist that wants to have a look. You know what, if I can learn something on some of these junk parts that I have that cost me nothing, definitely better for it. Alright, zip a couple of these out. Oof, that's a lot longer than I thought it would be. So they might look at keeping these. They will come in handy for something in the future. I like to keep as much hardware as I can. You know, definitely saves you buying it yourself in the future. You know, no need to buy it if you've already got it. Another one out. Change back to an 11mm now. Or I could get my hands right, we might get somewhere. It's a good thing about having a little lock-in extension bar, right? It comes in real handy, but sometimes it can be a bit of a pain to get it on, especially with gloves on. Huh, it's very interesting. So the standard hex ones are a little bolt compared to the E-Torx or the Torx bolts. Oh, missed one, did not crack this one last time. And yes, I don't know if you probably can see or not see in the camera, but we are leaking ATF everywhere again. I definitely should get one of them breakdown benches that have the drain set up in them. Definitely be very handy, I believe. Alright, let's grab a pry bar. Put pry bar in. See if we can crack this case. There we go. Oh yeah. Very interesting. So I've actually never seen in the top of a gearbox before. So obviously everything rotates. Gear assembly. Very curious. Let's zoom in a bit so you can get a bit of a better look at that top right there. So I am kind of just fumbling my way through this. See, we've got bolts here and bolts here, so I'm guessing that's the next set that's going to have to start coming off. Probably be looking maybe at a 13. I was correct. We are looking at a 13. Very interesting that it's got multiple layers to this top case. I feel like we're definitely going to drop a shit ton of oil. If you can see, it's kind of bubbling up. So there's just 4 13mm bolts holding the next layer on here. Pop that out of the way. Pop this out of the way because the oil is actually starting to get everywhere. There you are. More hardware, as I've said before. Always like to keep it, but it'll definitely need a clean up. Find it definitely comes in handy to have. Alright, here's the next part of the case. How are we going to wedge this? Okay, so maybe that's an alignment dowel there. Let's see if we can. Prying a little bit there. One thing I will have to definitely be careful of though, this little work table from Bunnings is probably not rated to have the weight of the gearbox on it. So I don't want to put too much force down on the gearbox and have it all fall off. Oh, okay, maybe that's, just pushed a pin down, maybe that will give it a bit of leverage to start popping this out, eh? Or maybe not. I have absolutely no idea what to go with any of these gears or anything, but they look pretty damn cool. Wouldn't mind to keep them, maybe make some art out of them or something. Alright, so there's a little Allen there, that's going to have to come out, that Allen's going to have to come out there. Some Torx there that are going to have to come out. You're right. It's a little bit more involved than I thought. I will need to go grab a light and I'll be back. And this is what a gear set looks like out of a manual gearbox. Your input shaft down here, or output shaft. It's all rusty. It pokes out through the box. It goes into the clutch. Just thought some people might want to have a look at it. Alright guys, welcome back. So now we're about to take the cover off for the front diff. Being front wheel drive transmission, it's all built into the case. I assume that a four-wheel drive would have the same type of setup as well. Put the cover off. There we go. So I've personally never seen a front diff. So just to give you a bit of an idea. Doesn't look too dissimilar to a rear diff personally, but I definitely will have a deeper look into it and see what's going on.